Hello everybody and welcome to this video right here. This will be the last video that I'm going to upload before the first game of Back to Track. And I'm going to be explaining some new rules that we will have to offer for this year's Back to Track. Now it is going to be the same as last year. I will provide a link in the description from last year's rules video for Back to Track. But I'm just going to explain the new rules for this year's Back to Track. But anyway, let's get right into it. Alright, so every single Back to Track game this year will start with a dice roll. Now, this dice will determine what the order of each Back to Track game will be depending on Maze Race, Timed Race, and Balanced Jump. Now, remember last year and the year before, the order was always start in the Maze Race, second is the Timed Race, and third is the Balanced Jump. Well, we're not going to do that this year. We're going to have a dice decide what the order will be for each Back to Track game. Now, here is how it's going to work. If we roll a 1, the order will be Maze Race, and then Timed Race, and then Balanced Jump. If we roll a 2, then it will be Timed Race, and then Balanced Jump, and then Maze Race. If we roll a 3, then it will start in the Balanced Jump. Second will be the Maze Race, third will be the Timed Race. If we roll a 4, it will be Balanced Jump, and then Timed Race, and then Maze Race. If we roll a 5, it will be Timed Race, and then Maze Race, and then Balanced Jump. And if we roll a 6, it will be Maze Race, and then Balanced Jump, and then Timed Race. Might be a little confusing once when you first see this, but you will see this in every Back to Track game. We're going to roll a dice, and then that will determine the order of Maze Race, Timed Race, and Balanced Jump for each game. But anyway, that's all for this. Let's move on to the next new rule. Alright, so this next rule involves the Timed Race. Just note that I have not changed anything from the Maze Race or the Balanced Jump, so Timed Race is the only one of the three that I actually have changed when it comes to the rules. But anyway, remember how last year in every Timed Race part of each game we have 2 tries, a first try and a second try? And you remember how the Timed Race scoring works? Well, remember the exact point margin for each part of the Timed Race in each Back to Track game? That would be how many points that the winning marble will get. So, like an example, let's just say that Water Swirl and Lead and Dark Blue played each other in a Back to Track game. I'm just going to use the 2 Back to Track finalists from last year as an example on this. But let's just say Water Swirl puts up a 38 on the first try, and Lead and Dark Blue puts up a 41 on the first try of the Timed Race. Then 3 points will go to Water Swirl, because remember, the lower amount of points that you score on that Timed Race try, then the better it will be. So Water Swirl will get 3 from that, because the margin will be 3. But that's going to change this year. Whatever the margin of each try will be on this Timed Race, we will divide that by 2. So like as an example, let's just say Water Swirl put up a 38 and Lead and Dark Blue put up a 41. So that's a 3-point margin, but we divide that by 2, which will make it 1.5. Now, we will not count it as a decimal. Water Swirl will not get 1.5 points. So we round that to the nearest whole number, which if you do the math, then it will be 2. So Water Swirl will get 2 points from that. Now, the reason why we're doing it this way, dividing the margin by 2, and that's how many points the winning marble will get in the Timed Race try, is because it kind of got a little out of hand last year with the Timed Race, because everybody was just scoring so many points just because that marbles have put up really bad tries, and it just got out of hand. Huge example on that. Remember the 13 seed finals last year between Land and Illusions? Land won that game 36-0, all because of the Timed Race. Now, he did score some points from the Balanced Jump as well, but thing is, a score should not go up to 36-0. So this is why we're doing this. We're trying to keep the game as clean as we possibly can. But anyway, let's move on to one more rule. Now, this will be the final rule for today. This one's a little bit complicated, but it's probably not too important to remember. Remember how last year, whatever score a marble put up on their Timed Race try, that score went to the opposing marble? I put the number above the opposing marble for whatever score that the other marble put up. I'm actually not going to do that this year. I kind of made that a little confusing last year but the timed race will still work in a way where the lower the score you get, the better it will be. So that hasn't changed. But let me just state an example real quick. Alright, so let's just say Water Swirl put up a 38 on his first try, and Light and Dark Blue was his opponent. Now, if this was last year, then I would put up the 38 above Light and Dark Blue's logo, because always a timed race rule. I give the score, whatever that marble got, to the other marble, because the lower the amount of score, the lower the score, the better it will be for that marble. But yeah, just keep in mind that in this year's Back to Track, I'm just going to put the 38 above Water Swirl, because Water Swirl put up that 38, and I'm just not going to make it confusing this year. I hope you get that. Now, obviously, if you don't, then you could always contact me, and I'm thinking that you probably know how to. But anyway, that is about it for this video. I will upload the first game of Back to Track here soon between Water Swirl and America, so I will see y'all later for that.